Have you ever found yourself stuck, knowing what you need to do but unable to take the first step? The truth is, knowledge alone won't get you results. Action does. This audiobook is about learning how to force yourself to act, even when motivation is low, fear is high, or distractions are everywhere. You'll discover practical strategies to overcome hesitation, push past procrastination, and build unstoppable momentum toward your goals. These methods are designed to help you move from thinking to doing, so you can achieve real results in your life. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any tips and strategies that can help you take action and succeed. Now let's start with the first chapter and explore how to force yourself into action, no matter what's holding you back. Chapter 1: Understanding why you hesitate. Taking action is one of the hardest things many people struggle with. You might have a goal, a plan, or a dream, but somehow you don't move forward. You think, "I'll start tomorrow," or "I'm not ready yet." This hesitation is normal, but it can stop you from achieving anything meaningful. To force yourself into action, you first need to understand why you hesitate. One of the main reasons people hesitate is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown can hold you back. You may worry about making a mistake or looking foolish in front of others, but fear is often exaggerated in your mind. Most of the time, the worst-case scenario isn't as bad as you imagine. Recognizing fear and facing it head-on is the first step to taking action. Another reason for hesitation is perfectionism. You might feel that everything has to be perfect before you start. You wait for the right moment or the perfect conditions. But perfection is impossible, and waiting for it only delays progress. The key is to start before you feel ready. Action doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to happen. Each step you take teaches you something and moves you closer to your goal. Procrastination is another common cause. You know what needs to be done, but you keep delaying it. Procrastination often comes from overwhelm, lack of motivation, or distractions. To overcome it, break tasks into smaller steps. When something feels manageable, it becomes easier to start. Even small actions, taken consistently, create momentum that leads to bigger results. Self-doubt also contributes to hesitation. You may think, "I'm not capable," or "I don't have what it takes." Everyone experiences self-doubt, but letting it control you stops progress. To force action, focus on what you can control: your effort, your decisions, and your consistency. Trust that learning and growth come from doing, not from thinking or worrying. Distractions play a huge role in stopping action. Phones, social media, and even other people's opinions can pull you away from what really matters. To take action, you need to eliminate distractions. Create an environment that supports focus. Remove anything that tempts you to delay or avoid your tasks. The less distracted you are, the easier it becomes to act. One of the most powerful ways to overcome hesitation is by using deadlines. Deadlines create urgency. When you set a specific time to start and finish a task, you are more likely to take action. Without deadlines, tasks can linger indefinitely. Even self-imposed deadlines can be effective. Commit to a time and follow through. Motivation alone is not enough. Waiting until you feel motivated is a trap. Motivation is temporary and often unreliable. Instead, rely on discipline and routine. Develop habits that support consistent action, even when you don't feel like it. Discipline ensures that you act regardless of mood or energy. Visualization is another tool that helps force action. Imagine yourself completing the task and achieving your goal. Picture the results, the satisfaction, and the progress you'll make. Visualization prepares your mind and creates a sense of urgency. When your brain sees success as possible, you are more likely to take the first step. Accountability increases your likelihood of action. Tell someone about your goals or commitments. Share your plan with a mentor, friend, or family member. Knowing someone else is aware of your intentions creates pressure to follow through. Accountability makes it harder to avoid action and reinforces your commitment. Starting small is essential. You don't need to take massive steps immediately. Even tiny actions matter. Taking the first small step reduces the mental barrier to action. It creates momentum and gives you confidence. Once you start, it becomes easier to continue. Self-compassion is also important. Many people hesitate because they fear failure or criticism. Instead of judging yourself harshly, recognize that mistakes are part of learning. Be kind to yourself and focus on progress, not perfection. Each small action, even if imperfect, brings you closer to your goal. Another way to force action is to focus on the benefits, not the discomfort. Most tasks have short-term challenges, but long-term rewards. Think about how completing the task will help you grow, improve, or reach your goal. Focusing on results shifts your mindset from avoidance to motivation. Persistence is key. Taking action is not always easy, and you may face setbacks, but the more you practice acting despite hesitation, the stronger your ability to take control becomes. Every time you act, even in small ways, you reinforce a habit of progress and build confidence in your abilities. Reflection helps you understand patterns of hesitation. At the end of the day, review your actions. What tasks did you delay? Why did you hesitate? What can you do differently tomorrow? Reflection gives clarity, identifies obstacles, and allows you to improve your approach. So, understand that action creates momentum, action leads to results, and results create motivation to continue. Waiting for motivation to act is backwards. Take action first, and motivation will follow. Each step forward, no matter how small, builds confidence and momentum. By understanding fear, procrastination, perfectionism, and self-doubt, and by using tools like deadlines, accountability, visualization, and small steps, you can force yourself to take action. Action is the bridge between your goals and your results. The more you act, the closer you get to your best self and the life you want to create. Chapter 2. Breaking through procrastination. Procrastination is one of the biggest reasons people fail to take action. It's the habit of delaying tasks, even when you know they are important. You might think, I'll start tomorrow, or I work better under pressure, but procrastination often leads to stress, missed opportunities, and lower quality results. To force yourself into action, you must learn how to break through procrastination. The first step is understanding why you procrastinate. Many people procrastinate because tasks feel too big or overwhelming. When a project seems massive, your brain resists starting. Breaking the task into smaller, manageable steps makes it easier to begin. For example, if your goal is to write a report, start by outlining the main points, then writing one section at a time. Small steps reduce mental resistance and make progress possible. Another reason for procrastination is fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of making mistakes. These fears make it tempting to delay action, but avoiding tasks doesn't remove fear. It increases anxiety. Facing the task, even imperfectly, teaches you that fear is manageable. Action builds confidence and reduces fear over time. Setting deadlines is a powerful tool against procrastination. Without deadlines, tasks can linger indefinitely. Deadlines create urgency and force you to prioritize action. Even self-imposed deadlines work. Choose a specific date and time to start and finish a task, and stick to it. Deadlines provide structure and accountability, helping you move past hesitation. Accountability strengthens your ability to act. Tell someone about your goal or task, and ask them to check on your progress. Knowing that someone else is aware of your commitment increases the pressure to follow through. Accountability keeps you focused and prevents you from delaying tasks unnecessarily. Environment also plays a crucial role. Distractions like phones, notifications, TV, or even noisy surroundings make procrastination easier. To take action, create a space that supports focus. Remove distractions, organize your workspace, and signal to your brain that it's time to work. A conducive environment makes it easier to start and maintain progress. The 2-minute rule is a simple but effective strategy. If a task takes 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. Completing small tasks right away prevents them from piling up and reduces mental clutter. These small wins create momentum, making it easier to tackle larger tasks. Momentum is a key factor in overcoming procrastination. Positive self-talk can also help. Many people delay action because of negative thoughts like, "I can't do this," or "I'm not ready." Replace these thoughts with affirmations such as, "I can start now," or "I will take the first step and learn as I go." Positive self-talk changes your mindset from avoidance to action and builds confidence. Action often leads to motivation, not the other way around. Waiting to feel motivated before starting a task is a trap. Motivation is fleeting and unreliable. Instead, act first, and motivation will follow. Even small progress creates a sense of accomplishment that fuels continued effort. Taking action breaks the cycle of procrastination and builds momentum. Routine supports consistent action. When you establish daily habits and routines aligned with your goals, starting tasks becomes easier. For example, dedicating a specific time each morning for your most important work reduces the likelihood of procrastination. Habits automate behavior, so you don't rely solely on willpower or motivation. Self-awareness helps identify procrastination triggers. Notice the situations, thoughts, or emotions that lead you to delay tasks. Are you more likely to procrastinate when a task feels hard, boring, or overwhelming? Recognizing patterns allows you to take preventive action, such as breaking tasks into smaller steps or using accountability tools. Rewarding progress is another way to combat procrastination. Every time you take action or complete a step, celebrate it. Rewards reinforce behavior and motivate continued effort. Even small rewards, like a short break, a treat, or acknowledging your achievement, can strengthen your commitment to action. Reflection strengthens your ability to overcome procrastination. At the end of each day or week, review your actions. Which tasks did you delay? Why? What strategies helped you take action? Reflection provides insights, improves planning, and reinforces habits of consistent action. Learning from your patterns ensures that procrastination decreases over time. Patience is necessary. Breaking the habit of procrastination doesn't happen overnight. You will face days when hesitation returns. What matters is persistence, returning to action, adjusting strategies, and continuing to move forward. Each attempt builds skill, confidence, and momentum. So, remember that taking action is the bridge between goals and results. Procrastination keeps you stuck, while action creates movement. By understanding your reasons for delaying, breaking tasks into steps, using deadlines, creating accountability, managing your environment, and practicing consistent habits, you can force yourself to act. Action, repeated daily, transforms ideas into achievements and moves you closer to your best self. By overcoming procrastination, you build a habit of action. You strengthen your mindset, confidence, and momentum. Every small step taken now compounds over time, creating a path toward meaningful results. Procrastination may slow you down, but consistent action ensures progress and growth. Chapter 3: Creating urgency to force action. Sometimes, knowing what to do is not enough. You need urgency to push yourself into action. Urgency is the feeling that a task must be done now, not later. It creates pressure that drives movement and stops procrastination. Learning to create urgency is one of the most effective ways to force yourself to take action, even when motivation is low. The first step is setting deadlines. Deadlines create a clear point at which action must be taken. Without a deadline, tasks can stretch indefinitely. Deadlines give your brain a reason to act. Even if a task is self-imposed, having a specific date and time to complete it increases accountability and focus. The pressure of a deadline moves you from thinking to doing. Another method is using time limits. Give yourself a set period to start or complete a task. For example, commit to working on a project for 20 minutes without distraction. A short time limit makes starting less intimidating and helps overcome resistance. Often, beginning is the hardest part, and once you start, momentum builds naturally. Gamifying tasks can create urgency. Turn tasks into challenges or competitions, either with yourself or others. For example, see how many tasks you can complete in a certain amount of time, or challenge a friend to finish a goal before you do. Gamification introduces excitement and immediate pressure to act, making work feel more engaging. Breaking tasks into small, immediate steps also increases urgency. When a task feels large or abstract, it's easy to delay, but identifying the very first step creates a clear starting point. Even a tiny action like opening a document or writing one sentence produces momentum. Immediate steps transform hesitation into action. Accountability amplifies urgency. When someone else knows about your commitment or goal, you feel pressure to follow through. Tell a friend, mentor, or colleague about your task and ask them to check your progress. Knowing someone is watching or expecting results motivates you to act promptly. Consequences can be a powerful tool. Sometimes you need to create external stakes to increase urgency. For example, promise yourself a reward for completing a task on time, or commit to a consequence if you fail to act. Knowing there is a tangible outcome linked to action increases the likelihood that you will start immediately. Visualization can also create urgency. Imagine the results of completing a task versus the consequences of delay. Picture the benefits of finishing and the setbacks of waiting too long. Visualizing both scenarios triggers emotional energy that pushes you into action. When your mind feels the urgency, your body and behavior follow. Energy management supports urgency as well. When you have energy, focus, and clarity, it's easier to act immediately. Take care of your body and mind with rest, nutrition, and breaks. High energy levels reduce resistance and make it easier to tackle tasks without delay. Motivation alone is unreliable. Waiting to feel motivated often leads to continued delay. Urgency creates action independently of mood. By intentionally producing urgency through deadlines, time limits, accountability, consequences, or visualization, you force yourself to act even when motivation is low. Routine reinforces urgency over time. By scheduling high-priority tasks at consistent times, you create a rhythm where action becomes automatic. Predictable routines reduce mental friction and increase the likelihood that tasks will be completed promptly. Habits of immediate action eliminate reliance on willpower alone. Eliminating distractions strengthens urgency. When distractions compete for your attention, it's easy to delay action. Remove temptations such as phones, social media, or unnecessary interruptions. The less your attention is divided, the faster you respond to urgent tasks. Positive self-talk is another tool. Remind yourself why the task is important and that starting immediately is necessary. Phrases like, "I will take action now," or "I can start this step right away," shift your mindset from hesitation to immediate action. Encouraging thoughts help overcome internal resistance and reinforce urgency. Starting small is effective. Urgency doesn't require massive effort at once. Often the hardest part is simply beginning. By taking a small, immediate step, you create motion that leads to larger progress. Starting now, even in a minor way, triggers momentum that carries you forward. Reflection helps maintain urgency in the long term. After completing tasks, review how you acted and identify moments of delay. Analyze what strategies created urgency and what obstacles slowed action. This awareness allows you to refine your approach and respond faster in the future. Persistence ensures that urgency translates into results. Even when challenges arise, continue acting. Momentum created by urgency can be interrupted, but returning to action and maintaining focus solidifies progress. Every action reinforces your ability to act decisively in the future. So understand that urgency is a tool, not a source of stress. Using urgency effectively allows you to act promptly without panic or overwhelm. It provides clarity, motivation, and focus. By creating deadlines, time limits, accountability, consequences, visualization, and routines, you force yourself to act and avoid delay. Urgency transforms intention into tangible results. By mastering the ability to generate urgency, you remove the hesitation and excuses that prevent action. You take control of your time, your effort, and your outcomes. Urgency becomes the engine that drives consistent progress, turning your goals from ideas into achievements and moving you closer to your best self. Chapter 4: Eliminating Excuses. One of the biggest obstacles to taking action is excuses. Excuses are reasons we tell ourselves for not doing something. They are often disguised as valid explanations, but in reality, they prevent progress. To force yourself into action, you must recognize and eliminate excuses. The first step is awareness. Many people don't even realize how often they make excuses. You might say, "I don't have time," or "I'm too tired," or "I'll start tomorrow." Pay attention to the thoughts and words you use when avoiding tasks. Awareness is key because you cannot eliminate what you don't notice. Excuses often come from fear. Fear of failure, fear of criticism, or fear of discomfort makes us rationalize delay. We tell ourselves that the task is too hard, that we aren't ready, or that conditions aren't perfect. Recognizing that fear is the real reason behind excuses helps you confront it. Once you face fear directly, excuses lose their power. Perfectionism is another common source of excuses. Waiting for the perfect time, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions leads to inaction. Perfection is impossible, and aiming for it prevents progress. Accept that action doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to happen. Taking imperfect action is better than waiting indefinitely. Procrastination fuels excuses. When you delay a task repeatedly, your mind invents reasons to justify the delay. Breaking tasks into small, manageable steps reduces the mental barrier and makes excuses less believable. Small actions generate momentum, which diminishes the need for justification. Accountability reduces excuses. When someone else knows your commitments, it's harder to rationalize inaction. Sharing your goals with a friend, mentor, or family member increases responsibility and motivates you to follow through. External accountability reinforces internal discipline. Environment influences excuses. Distractions, clutter, or negative surroundings make it easier to avoid action. Create an environment that supports productivity. Remove distractions. Organize your workspace and ensure that your surroundings encourage action. A conducive environment reduces the likelihood of excuses taking over. Positive self-talk helps eliminate excuses. Replace thoughts like "I can't do this now" with "I will start and do my best." Encouraging language shifts your mindset from avoidance to action. When you speak positively to yourself, excuses lose their influence. Deadlines counter excuses effectively. Without a clear time frame, it's easy to justify delay. Set specific deadlines for starting and completing tasks. Even self-imposed deadlines create urgency and reduce the chance of rationalizing inaction. Deadlines convert vague intentions into immediate action. Focus strengthens your ability to ignore excuses. Concentrating on your most important tasks helps prevent your mind from wandering to justifications. Use techniques like single tasking, time blocking, or the Pomodoro method to maintain focus. The more you focus, the less power excuses have. Rewards reinforce action and diminish excuses. Each time you complete a task, acknowledge it or reward yourself. Rewards build positive associations with effort and progress, making it easier to act without rationalization. Small celebrations for taking action encourage consistent effort. Reflection helps you identify patterns of excuse-making. At the end of each day or week, review tasks you avoided and analyze why. Understanding your patterns allows you to address underlying causes and create strategies to prevent future excuses. Reflection increases self-awareness and strengthens your ability to act. Starting small reduces excuses. Often the reason for delay is that tasks feel too big or overwhelming. Identify the smallest possible action you can take and do it immediately. Small steps overcome mental resistance and create momentum. Once you begin, larger tasks feel manageable. Persistence builds strength against excuses. Even when excuses arise, continuing to act despite them reinforces your ability to overcome hesitation. Each time you push past a rationalization, you strengthen your confidence and your habit of action. So, understand that excuses are a choice. You can either let them stop you or take action regardless. By recognizing fear, perfectionism, procrastination, and distraction as the real reasons behind delay, you take control. Replace excuses with action, and momentum will follow. Eliminating excuses creates freedom. You stop being held back by rationalizations and start moving toward your goals. Every time you act despite hesitation, you gain confidence, experience, and progress. Removing excuses is not just about getting things done, it's about claiming control over your life and your potential. By becoming aware of excuses, addressing underlying fears, breaking tasks into small steps, creating accountability, and maintaining focus, you can force yourself to take action. Excuses no longer dictate your life. Action becomes natural, consistent, and unstoppable. Chapter 5. Using small steps to take action. Taking action can feel overwhelming, especially when a task is large or unfamiliar. One of the most effective ways to force yourself to act is by breaking tasks into small, manageable steps. Small steps reduce fear, minimize hesitation, and build momentum that leads to bigger accomplishments. The first step is to identify your goal clearly. Before you can take action, you need to know what you are working toward. A clear goal gives direction and purpose to your efforts. Once your goal is defined, break it down into smaller parts. For example, if your goal is to start exercising regularly, the first step might be putting on workout clothes or walking for 5 minutes. Small actions are easier to start and lead to consistent progress. Small steps reduce the fear of failure. Big tasks can feel intimidating, and fear often stops people before they begin. When you focus on one small action at a time, the task feels achievable. Each small step completed gives a sense of accomplishment, which builds confidence and reduces anxiety. Gradually, the task becomes less daunting, and momentum increases. Consistency is strengthened by small steps. Taking action regularly, even in minor ways, creates a habit. Habits reduce the need for motivation and make action automatic. For instance, writing 1 paragraph a day eventually results in a full essay or report. Small, consistent actions compound over time and create meaningful results. Time management improves with small steps. Large projects can feel endless, making it hard to know where to start. By breaking a project into smaller tasks, you can schedule each step and track progress. Completing one small step at a time keeps you organized, focused, and less likely to procrastinate. Small steps also make it easier to stay motivated. The act of starting and completing a simple task triggers a sense of progress and satisfaction. This feeling fuels further action and encourages you to continue. Motivation grows as momentum builds, creating a positive cycle of action and achievement. Accountability supports small-step progress. Sharing your plan with a friend, mentor, or family member helps you stay on track. Knowing that someone else is aware of your goals adds pressure to act and encourages follow-through. Even small actions become meaningful when someone is expecting results. Eliminating distractions helps you focus on small steps. When your environment is clear of interruptions, it's easier to take immediate action. Turn off notifications, work in a quiet space, and prioritize the task at hand. A distraction-free environment makes even minor steps feel easier and more effective. Visualization enhances small step action. Picture yourself completing the first step and imagine the next one after it. Seeing the process in your mind prepares you mentally and emotionally to act. Visualization creates urgency and confidence, making it easier to take action immediately. Positive self-talk reinforces small step action. Encourage yourself with phrases like, "I can do this one step at a time," or "Starting small is better than waiting." Positive thinking shifts your mindset from hesitation to action, reducing the power of fear or procrastination. Reflection improves the effectiveness of small steps. At the end of each day or week, review the actions you took and the progress made. Identify which steps were most effective and which could be improved. Reflection helps you learn, adjust, and continue building momentum. Rewards strengthen the habit of small step action. Celebrate each completed step, no matter how minor it seems. Rewards reinforce behavior and provide motivation to continue. Over time, these small successes accumulate into significant achievements. Persistence is key. Even with small steps, there will be days when it's hard to act. Some steps may feel tedious or uncomfortable. Persistence ensures that you continue taking action, even when it's challenging. Every small step reinforces your habit of progress and brings you closer to your goal. Starting small reduces mental resistance. When you focus only on the next action, your brain doesn't feel overwhelmed by the size of the overall task. This makes it easier to start immediately, which is often the hardest part. Once you begin, completing the next step and the one after that becomes natural. Flexibility is important. Sometimes tasks change or unexpected obstacles arise. Adjust your small steps as needed, without losing focus on the overall goal. Adaptation ensures that progress continues even in changing circumstances. Flexibility combined with small steps keeps you moving forward consistently. So, understand that small steps lead to big results. Action, no matter how small, is progress. Each step builds confidence, skills, and momentum. Over time, these steps compound into meaningful achievements. Large goals become attainable, fear diminishes, and hesitation decreases. By defining your goal, breaking it into small steps, eliminating distractions, using visualization, practicing positive self-talk, and staying persistent, you can force yourself to take action. Small steps are the foundation for consistent progress, turning intention into results and moving you closer to your best self. Chapter 6: Building Momentum Through Action. Momentum is one of the most powerful tools to force yourself into action. When you start moving, it becomes easier to continue. Each action you take, no matter how small, generates energy that pushes you forward. Without momentum, even the best plans and intentions can stall. Learning how to create and maintain momentum is essential for achieving your goals and becoming your best self. The first step is to start immediately. Action creates momentum, and the sooner you begin, the faster you generate it. Waiting for the perfect moment, ideal conditions, or maximum motivation only delays progress. Even small, imperfect action sets the wheels in motion and creates the energy needed to keep going. Consistency strengthens momentum. Regularly taking steps toward your goals builds a pattern of action. Each day you act, you reinforce the habit and increase the speed at which progress occurs. Consistent effort, even in small doses, compounds over time and generates a flow of momentum that carries you forward naturally. Breaking tasks into smaller steps helps maintain momentum. Large or complex tasks can feel overwhelming, causing hesitation. When you focus on completing one small step at a time, you reduce resistance and keep moving. Each completed step adds to your energy and motivation, making it easier to tackle the next step. Accountability amplifies momentum. Sharing your goals with someone else creates pressure to continue acting. Knowing that someone is expecting results motivates you to maintain forward motion. Mentors, friends, or colleagues can provide encouragement, feedback, and support which reinforces your momentum. Eliminating distractions is essential. Distractions slow progress and disrupt focus. When your attention is divided, it's easy to stall and lose energy. Create an environment that encourages action. Turn off notifications, organize your workspace, and set dedicated times for focused work. A distraction-free environment allows momentum to build and flow. Positive reinforcement supports momentum. Celebrate each step you complete, no matter how minor it seems. Recognizing your progress creates satisfaction, motivation, and energy. The more you acknowledge achievements, the stronger your drive to continue taking action becomes. Positive reinforcement turns effort into a rewarding experience. Using urgency increases momentum. Deadlines, time limits, or self-imposed pressures create a sense of immediacy that pushes you to act. When you feel a task must be done now, momentum builds naturally. Urgency reduces hesitation and energizes your efforts, ensuring that action continues without delay. Visualization helps maintain momentum. Imagine yourself completing your tasks, achieving your goals, and feeling the results. Picture the flow of progress and the steps you are taking. Visualization reinforces confidence and energy, creating mental momentum that supports physical action. When your mind is engaged, your body follows. Energy management is crucial for sustaining momentum. Your mental and physical energy affects your ability to act consistently. Rest, nutrition, exercise, and relaxation support focus, motivation, and persistence. When your energy is high, momentum is easier to generate and maintain. Taking care of yourself ensures that action continues steadily over time. Self-discipline reinforces momentum. Motivation alone is temporary, but discipline ensures you act even when energy or enthusiasm is low. By committing to a routine and following through with consistent steps, you maintain forward motion regardless of mood or circumstance. Discipline transforms effort into continuous momentum. Reflection helps maintain momentum by identifying what works. At the end of each day or week, review your actions. What steps generated the most progress? Where did you stall? Reflection allows you to adjust your approach, optimize your efforts, and strengthen forward motion. Learning from experience keeps momentum flowing smoothly. Persistence is closely tied to momentum. Obstacles, setbacks, or challenges can slow your progress. Continuing to act despite difficulties reinforces momentum. Each act of persistence builds strength, confidence, and energy, ensuring that you keep moving toward your goal. Starting small is also effective. You don't need to take massive actions to create momentum. Even tiny steps generate forward movement. Small actions accumulate into significant progress, and once momentum is created, it becomes easier to take larger steps with more energy and confidence. Momentum grows as action compounds. Each completed task or step adds energy and motivation for the next. The more you act, the stronger the momentum becomes. Action feeds itself, creating a natural flow that carries you forward, even when challenges arise or motivation fluctuates. So, understand that momentum is essential for taking consistent action. It transforms hesitation into movement, small steps into progress, and effort into results. By starting immediately, acting consistently, eliminating distractions, celebrating progress, and maintaining energy, you create unstoppable forward motion. Momentum makes taking action easier, faster, and more natural. By building and sustaining momentum, you turn intention into reality. Action becomes effortless, habits strengthen, and results accumulate. Momentum propels you toward your goals, keeps you moving past fear and hesitation, and ensures that you continue growing toward your best self. Every step, no matter how small, contributes to the unstoppable flow of progress. Chapter 7. Overcoming Fear to Take Action. Fear is one of the biggest barriers that stops people from taking action. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. These feelings can freeze you in place. The key to forcing yourself into action is understanding fear and learning how to move forward despite it. Overcoming fear allows you to take bold steps, make progress, and achieve your goals. The first step is to recognize fear. Pay attention to the physical and mental signs that tell you fear is present. Your heart might race, your stomach might feel tight, or you may feel hesitant to start. These signals are natural, but they do not mean you cannot act. Acknowledging fear is the first step to controlling it instead of letting it control you. Break fear down by analyzing it. Ask yourself what exactly you are afraid of. Is it failure, embarrassment, criticism, or something else? Naming the fear reduces its power. When you clearly understand what is holding you back, you can develop strategies to address it. Fear often feels larger in your imagination than it does in reality. Preparation reduces fear. When you take time to plan and equip yourself with the knowledge or tools needed, fear diminishes. For example, if you are afraid to give a presentation, practice in front of a mirror or record yourself speaking. Preparation builds confidence and reduces uncertainty, making it easier to take action. Start small to overcome fear. Taking tiny steps toward the goal makes the task less intimidating. Each small step builds confidence and shows you that fear does not have to stop you. For instance, if you fear networking, start by speaking to one person, then gradually increase your interactions. Small successes reduce fear and create momentum. Visualization helps manage fear. Imagine yourself successfully completing the task and achieving the outcome you desire. Picture the steps you will take, how it will feel, and the results you will get. Visualization prepares your mind and reduces the anxiety that comes from uncertainty. Seeing success in your mind makes action more attainable. Positive self-talk is essential. Replace thoughts like, "I can't do this," or "I'm not ready," with, "I can take one step at a time," or "I will do my best and learn as I go." Encouraging yourself reduces fear and strengthens the mindset needed to act. The way you talk to yourself shapes your courage and confidence. Focus on action, not outcome. Often, fear is tied to worrying about what might happen. Instead of concentrating on potential failure, concentrate on what you can do right now. Action reduces anxiety because it shifts your mind from worry to movement. Each action you take builds control and diminishes fear. Accountability reduces fear of inaction. When someone else knows about your goal, you are more likely to act. Share your plan with a mentor, friend, or family member. Knowing that someone is expecting results increases courage and encourages forward movement. Accountability creates external pressure that complements internal motivation. Embrace failure as part of growth. Fear often stems from the thought of making mistakes or failing. Understand that failure is not the end. It is a lesson. Each failure provides information, experience, and insight. People who achieve success use failure as a tool for improvement. Reframing failure reduces fear and encourages action. Energy and mindset matter. When you are tired, stressed, or negative, fear feels stronger. Take care of your body and mind to maintain the energy needed to act. Rest, nutrition, exercise, and mental preparation help you stay focused, confident, and ready to take action despite fear. Persistence strengthens courage. You will face fear multiple times, but each time you act, it becomes easier. Courage grows through repeated practice. Every step taken in spite of fear reinforces your ability to move forward in future challenges. Persistence is the bridge between hesitation and accomplishment. Reflection improves your ability to handle fear. After acting despite fear, analyze what worked and what didn't. Notice the strategies that helped you overcome hesitation and the steps that made the process smoother. Reflection builds self-awareness, prepares you for future challenges, and strengthens your courage. So, understand that fear is natural but not undefeatable. Everyone experiences fear. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is action. By acknowledging fear, breaking tasks into small steps, preparing, visualizing success, and practicing positive self-talk, you can act even when fear is present. Overcoming fear creates freedom. When fear no longer stops you, you can move forward with confidence and purpose. Action becomes easier, momentum builds, and opportunities multiply. Each time you act despite fear, you strengthen your courage, increase your confidence, and get closer to achieving your goals. By recognizing fear, preparing carefully, starting small, using visualization, and taking repeated action, you can overcome the paralyzing effects of fear. Action becomes the habit, fear becomes manageable, and your progress accelerates. Overcoming fear is not just about courage, it's about creating the life you desire through consistent action and determination. Chapter 8. Creating a plan to take action. Taking action becomes much easier when you have a clear plan. A plan provides structure, direction, and purpose. Without a plan, even the most motivated person can get stuck, confused, or distracted. Creating a plan helps you break goals into manageable steps, prioritize tasks, and take consistent action toward achieving your objectives. The first step in creating a plan is defining your goal clearly. You need to know exactly what you want to achieve. Vague goals lead to hesitation because your mind doesn't know where to start. A clear, specific goal gives you a target. For example, instead of saying, "I want to get fit," set a goal like, "I will exercise for 30 minutes every day for the next month." Specificity makes action tangible. Next, break your goal into smaller steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming and cause procrastination. Divide the goal into tasks that are achievable and easy to start. For instance, if your goal is to write a book, begin by outlining chapters, then writing 1 page per day. Small steps make starting less intimidating and create momentum. Set deadlines for each step. Deadlines create urgency and prevent procrastination. Even self-imposed deadlines work well. They give your brain a reason to act and help you prioritize your time. When you know exactly when each task needs to be completed, it becomes easier to start and maintain progress. Prioritize your tasks. Not all actions are equally important. Identify the steps that will have the biggest impact on achieving your goal and tackle them first. High-priority tasks deserve your focus and energy. By prioritizing effectively, you avoid wasting time on less important activities that don't move you forward. Eliminate distractions when following your plan. Distractions make it easier to delay or avoid action. Turn off your phone, close unnecessary tabs, and create a quiet workspace. A focused environment allows you to follow your plan efficiently and take action without interruptions. Visualize each step. Imagine yourself completing the tasks in your plan and achieving the goal. Visualization prepares your mind for action and reinforces confidence. When you can see the process in your mind, it becomes easier to follow through in reality. Visualization reduces fear and increases motivation. Accountability strengthens your plan. Share it with a friend, mentor, or family member. When someone else is aware of your tasks and deadlines, you are more likely to follow through. Accountability creates external pressure that complements your internal motivation, helping you stick to the plan. Consistency is essential. A plan only works if you act on it regularly. Develop habits and routines that support your plan. Consistent effort, even in small amounts, builds momentum and ensures that each step leads to progress. Over time, repeated action transforms your plan into tangible results. Reflect and adjust as needed. A plan is not rigid. Unexpected obstacles or changes may arise. Evaluate your progress regularly and make adjustments to improve efficiency or overcome challenges. Reflection ensures that your plan remains effective and helps you continue moving forward without getting stuck. Celebrate small wins along the way. Completing a step in your plan, even if minor, is progress. Recognition reinforces behavior and motivates continued effort. Celebrating small victories strengthens your commitment and boosts confidence, making it easier to follow the plan consistently. Energy management is critical. Following a plan requires focus and effort. Take care of your body and mind to maintain high energy levels. Rest, nutrition, exercise, and breaks help sustain productivity and ensure that you can act on your plan effectively each day. Self-discipline helps maintain adherence to your plan. Motivation fluctuates, but discipline ensures action. Even when you don't feel like working, your commitment to the plan keeps you moving. Discipline turns intentions into habits, habits into progress, and progress into results. Start immediately. The sooner you begin implementing your plan, the faster momentum builds. Delaying only increases resistance and hesitation. Action, even in small amounts, creates energy, builds confidence, and makes it easier to continue following the plan. Flexibility enhances effectiveness. Life is unpredictable, and challenges may disrupt your plan. Being adaptable allows you to modify steps, schedules, or methods without abandoning your goal. Flexibility ensures continuous progress, even when circumstances change. So, understand that a plan is a roadmap, not a guarantee. The value of a plan lies in guiding action, providing clarity, and reducing hesitation. By defining clear goals, breaking them into steps, setting deadlines, prioritizing, and maintaining focus, you give yourself the best chance to act consistently and achieve results. Creating a plan turns overwhelming goals into actionable steps. It reduces fear, increases motivation, and builds momentum. By following a structured approach, eliminating distractions, and staying disciplined, you can force yourself into action, overcome hesitation, and move closer to achieving your objectives. A clear plan is the foundation for taking consistent, effective action toward your best self. Chapter 9. Using accountability to force action. Accountability is one of the most effective ways to make yourself take action. When someone else knows about your goals or tasks, you feel pressure to follow through. This pressure creates motivation, reduces hesitation, and encourages consistent effort. Learning how to use accountability effectively can help you overcome procrastination and achieve your objectives faster. The first step is choosing the right accountability partner. This should be someone you trust, who is supportive but also willing to hold you responsible. A friend, family member, mentor, or colleague can serve this role. The key is that they care about your success and will check in on your progress regularly. Set clear expectations with your accountability partner. Explain your goals, the steps you plan to take, and the deadlines you've set. The more specific you are, the easier it is for your partner to monitor your progress and provide constructive feedback. Clear expectations create structure and reduce ambiguity, making accountability more effective. Regular check-ins are essential. Schedule times to update your accountability partner on your progress. This can be daily, weekly, or at key milestones, depending on your goals. Knowing that you will report your actions motivates you to act consistently. The fear of disappointing someone or having to explain in action encourages forward movement. Be honest and transparent. Accountability only works if you provide truthful updates. Hiding setbacks or exaggerating progress reduces the effectiveness of the process. Being honest allows your partner to offer meaningful guidance and helps you identify obstacles that may be slowing your progress. Set consequences for inaction. Agree with your accountability partner on what will happen if you fail to follow through. This could be as simple as acknowledging a missed step, doing extra work, or sharing your setback publicly. Consequences increase urgency and make it harder to justify delay, reinforcing the habit of taking action. Combine accountability with small steps. Breaking goals into manageable actions makes it easier to follow through and report progress. Each small completed step builds momentum and keeps you moving forward. When your partner can see consistent progress, it encourages confidence and reinforces the value of action. Use accountability to celebrate achievements. When you complete tasks, share your successes with your partner. Celebrating wins, no matter how small, strengthens motivation, reinforces habits, and makes the process enjoyable. Positive reinforcement encourages continued effort and commitment. Group accountability can be powerful. Join a study group, mastermind, or team where everyone shares goals and progress. Seeing others act motivates you to do the same. Group accountability creates a sense of community, support, and healthy competition, which accelerates action and learning. Accountability reduces fear. Often hesitation comes from fear of failure or judgment. Knowing that someone is monitoring your progress encourages you to start despite fear. It provides both motivation and a safety net. When you act, you gain experience, which further reduces fear over time. Visual reminders of accountability help maintain focus. Keep a checklist, planner, or progress chart visible to track your actions. Share updates or mark completed steps. Visual proof of progress reinforces commitment and motivates continued action. Self-reflection enhances accountability. After each check-in, evaluate your performance honestly. Identify areas where you hesitated, obstacles you encountered, and strategies that helped. Reflection improves self-awareness and helps you refine your approach for future tasks. Positive self-talk strengthens accountability. Encourage yourself by acknowledging your efforts and reminding yourself why you committed to your goals. Phrases like "I am capable" and "I will take action today" reinforce responsibility and reduce excuses. Flexibility in accountability is important. Life can be unpredictable, and setbacks may occur. Adjust timelines, goals, or steps when necessary, but maintain the commitment to action. Flexibility ensures that accountability remains supportive rather than discouraging. So, understand that accountability is a tool to reinforce action, not control you. The ultimate responsibility still lies with you. Using accountability effectively motivates consistent effort, reduces procrastination, and ensures that your actions align with your goals. By choosing the right partner, setting clear expectations, establishing check-ins and consequences, and celebrating progress, accountability becomes a powerful motivator. It creates external pressure that complements internal drive, ensuring that you act consistently, build momentum, and move closer to achieving your best self. Chapter 10. Overcoming perfectionism. To take action. Perfectionism is one of the biggest obstacles to taking action. Many people delay starting tasks because they feel they need everything to be perfect before they begin. This mindset leads to hesitation, procrastination, and missed opportunities. To force yourself into action, you must understand perfectionism and learn how to overcome it. The first step is recognizing perfectionist thinking. Pay attention to the thoughts that stop you from acting. You might think, "I need more time," or "I'm not ready yet," or "it won't be good enough." These thoughts are common, but they are excuses disguised as caution. Awareness of perfectionist tendencies is the first step toward breaking them. Understand that perfection is impossible. No one achieves absolute perfection. Waiting for perfect conditions or flawless results prevents progress. Instead, focus on doing your best in the present moment. Action, even if imperfect, is better than delay. Each step you take teaches you, builds experience, and moves you closer to your goal. Start small to reduce pressure. Large tasks or high expectations can feel intimidating. Break your work into manageable pieces and focus on completing one step at a time. Small accomplishments reduce anxiety, build confidence, and make it easier to continue. Momentum grows as you complete each small task. Set realistic standards. High standards are good, but unrealistic ones lead to hesitation. Ask yourself, what is good enough to start or move forward? Accept that your effort may not be perfect, but it is sufficient to progress. Realistic expectations allow action to happen without fear or delay. Use deadlines to overcome perfectionism. Waiting for the perfect moment often means waiting forever. Deadlines create urgency and force you to act. Even self-imposed deadlines work well. By committing to a time, you reduce the mental barrier and increase the likelihood of starting immediately. Embrace mistakes as learning opportunities. Perfectionists fear making errors, but mistakes are a natural part of growth. Each mistake teaches valuable lessons that improve your skills, knowledge, and judgment. Reframing mistakes as opportunities reduces fear and encourages immediate action. Positive self-talk counters perfectionist thinking. Replace thoughts like, "I must get this exactly right," with "I will do my best and learn as I go." Encouraging internal dialogue reduces hesitation and reinforces a mindset focused on action and growth. Accountability can help manage perfectionism. Share your goals and tasks with someone who can provide guidance, feedback, and encouragement. Knowing that someone else is aware of your efforts motivates you to start and continue, even if your work isn't perfect. Reflection improves your approach. After completing tasks, review what went well and what could be improved. Reflection allows you to adjust your strategies without dwelling on mistakes or failures. This process strengthens learning and reduces the fear of imperfection in future actions. Visualization helps overcome perfectionism. Imagine completing the task and moving on, rather than focusing on making every detail flawless. Picture yourself taking action, learning, and improving along the way. Visualization prepares your mind for action and reduces the stress of seeking perfection. Consistency builds confidence. Regularly taking action, even imperfectly, creates momentum and reinforces your ability to act. Each completed step, regardless of flaws, proves to yourself that progress is possible. Over time, consistent action diminishes perfectionist tendencies. Eliminating distractions supports action. Perfectionists often delay tasks while seeking the ideal conditions. Minimize distractions to create an environment that encourages starting immediately. A focused setting reduces hesitation and promotes progress, even if the result isn't perfect. Rewards reinforce progress. Celebrate action, not perfection. Each step completed, no matter how small or imperfect, deserves recognition. Rewards encourage continued effort and strengthen the habit of taking action, despite fear of imperfection. Persistence is crucial. Overcoming perfectionism is a continuous process. You will face setbacks, doubts, and moments of hesitation. Persisting despite these challenges builds resilience, reduces fear, and reinforces the ability to act consistently. So, understand that action is the antidote to perfectionism. Perfectionism thrives in waiting, overthinking, and hesitation. By starting now, breaking tasks into small steps, embracing mistakes, and maintaining realistic expectations, you force yourself to act and create momentum toward your goals. By recognizing perfectionist thinking, setting realistic standards, using deadlines, seeking accountability, and focusing on consistent action, you can overcome perfectionism. Action becomes the priority, mistakes become lessons, and progress replaces hesitation. Overcoming perfectionism frees you to take decisive steps and move closer to your best self. Chapter 11. Taking action, despite doubt. Doubt is one of the most common obstacles to taking action. You may question your abilities, your plan, or whether success is even possible. The self-doubt can keep you stuck, waiting for reassurance or certainty that may never come. To force yourself into action, you must learn to act even when you are unsure. The first step is recognizing doubt. Notice the thoughts that arise when you hesitate. Phrases like, "I'm not sure I can do this," or "maybe I'm not ready," are signs of self-doubt. Acknowledging these thoughts allows you to address them directly, instead of letting them control your actions. Understand that doubt is normal. Everyone experiences it at some point. Feeling uncertain doesn't mean you are incapable or unprepared. Doubt is a signal that you are stepping out of your comfort zone, which is often necessary for growth. Accepting doubt as part of the process makes it easier to act despite it. Focus on small, manageable steps. Taking action in smaller increments reduces the weight of uncertainty. Instead of trying to achieve the entire goal at once, break it into smaller tasks. Each small step completed increases confidence and reduces doubt, making it easier to continue moving forward. Use preparation to counter doubt. Gather the information, skills, and resources you need to feel more confident, while you don't need to be perfect or completely ready. Preparation gives you clarity and reduces hesitation. When you know the basics, it's easier to take the first step despite lingering doubt. Positive self-talk is crucial. Replace thoughts like "I can't do this" with "I will take one step and learn as I go." Encouraging internal dialogue strengthens your mindset and empowers action. The more you focus on what you can do rather than what you can't, the easier it is to move forward. Accountability helps reduce doubt. Share your goals with someone you trust. Knowing that someone else is aware of your commitment increases motivation to act, even when uncertainty exists. Accountability adds external pressure that complements your internal drive. Visualization is a powerful tool. Picture yourself completing the task and achieving your goal, even if you feel unsure. Visualizing the process and the result builds mental confidence and reduces the impact of doubt. Seeing success in your mind prepares you to act in reality. Action itself reduces doubt. Waiting for certainty often leads to inaction. When you take the first step, you gain experience, information, and confidence. Action replaces uncertainty with clarity. The more you act, the less power doubt has over you, and momentum begins to build. Focus on your strengths. Reflect on past successes and skills that can help you achieve the current task. Reminding yourself of your abilities reduces the fear of failure and strengthens confidence. Knowing that you have what it takes to complete steps despite uncertainty is motivating. Break the fear of judgment. Doubt often comes from worrying about how others perceive you. Focus on your growth, learning, and goals instead of external opinions. Taking action for your benefit rather than to impress others reduces hesitation and increases confidence. Set deadlines to combat doubt. Even self-imposed deadlines create urgency that pushes you to act. Without deadlines, doubt can extend indefinitely, and hesitation continues. Deadlines make action necessary and prevent endless overthinking or second-guessing. Celebrate small victories. Every step taken despite doubt deserves recognition. Each success reinforces confidence, reduces hesitation, and makes it easier to continue. Positive reinforcement builds a habit of action, even when uncertainty is present. Reflect on progress. After taking action, review what worked, what was challenging, and what you learned. Reflection strengthens self-awareness, reduces future doubt, and prepares you for the next steps. Learning from each experience makes subsequent actions easier. Persistence is essential. Acting despite doubt may not feel comfortable initially. You may encounter setbacks, mistakes, or unexpected challenges. Continuing to act regardless of uncertainty strengthens resilience, confidence, and competence over time. So, understand that doubt is not a reason to delay action. Doubt is an opportunity to step forward and learn. By actioning uncertainty, breaking tasks into small steps, using positive self-talk, seeking accountability, and acting immediately, you can force yourself to take action. Action transforms doubt into experience, learning, and progress. By learning to act despite doubt, you build confidence, momentum, and resilience. Self-doubt loses its power, hesitation decreases, and your ability to achieve goals increases. Taking action despite uncertainty is a crucial skill that brings you closer to your best self and ensures that progress continues even when challenges arise. Chapter 12. Becoming a person of action. Taking action consistently is the key to achieving goals and becoming your best self. Knowledge, ideas, and plans are important, but without action, they remain unrealized. Becoming a person of action means making a habit of moving forward, even when you feel uncertain, afraid, or unmotivated. It is the combination of discipline, courage, and persistence that transforms intentions into results. The first step is committing to action. Decide that you will act, no matter what obstacles arise. This commitment is not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about starting now and taking the first step. Action does not require ideal conditions or maximum motivation. Commitment creates the foundation for momentum and consistent progress. Building habits of action reinforces this commitment. Habits make action automatic and reduce reliance on willpower or temporary motivation. By taking small, consistent steps every day, you train your mind and body to act without hesitation. Over time, repeated actions become second nature, and moving forward feels natural. Discipline is essential. Motivation fluctuates, but discipline ensures that you act regardless of mood or circumstances. Developing routines and following them strengthens your ability to take action consistently. Each disciplined step builds momentum and confidence, reinforcing the habit of acting even when it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. Overcoming fear is part of becoming a person of action. Fear often holds people back from starting or continuing tasks. Acknowledge fear, face it directly, and act anyway. Fear will always exist, but action in spite of fear reduces its power. Every time you act despite fear, you strengthen courage, resilience, and confidence. Accountability supports action. Sharing your goals and progress with a trusted person or group provides external motivation. Accountability encourages you to follow through, prevents excuses, and reinforces the habit of acting consistently. When others are aware of your commitments, you are more likely to take decisive steps. Breaking tasks into small steps reduces overwhelm and hesitation. Large goals can feel intimidating, and hesitation often arises when tasks appear too big. By focusing on one small action at a time, you reduce mental resistance, build confidence, and create momentum. Each completed step is progress, and progress fuels further action. Eliminating excuses is crucial. Excuses, whether conscious or subconscious, prevent action. Recognize the reasons you delay, challenge them, and replace them with immediate steps. By refusing to let excuses dictate your behavior, you create a mindset focused on action and results. Creating urgency amplifies action. Deadlines, time limits, and self-imposed challenges push you to act quickly. Urgency reduces procrastination and increases focus. When you create a sense of importance and immediacy, your brain is motivated to move, and momentum builds naturally. Visualization strengthens commitment to action. Imagine completing tasks, achieving goals, and experiencing the benefits of action. Visualization prepares your mind, builds confidence, and reduces hesitation. Seeing the outcome mentally makes starting and continuing easier. Persistence is essential for long-term success. There will be setbacks, obstacles, and moments of doubt or fear. Acting consistently despite challenges builds resilience and ensures continuous progress. Persistence reinforces habits, increases confidence, and ensures that momentum does not wane. Reflection improves your effectiveness as a person of action. Review your steps, analyze what worked, and identify areas for improvement. Reflection strengthens self-awareness, helps you adjust strategies, and ensures that each action contributes meaningfully toward your goals. Celebrate progress along the way. Recognizing achievements, no matter how small, reinforces the habit of action. Celebrating success provides motivation, boosts confidence, and creates positive feedback that encourages continued effort. Energy management is vital. Taking action requires mental and physical resources. Rest, nutrition, exercise, and breaks support sustained performance. When you care for yourself, it's easier to maintain focus, overcome hesitation, and act consistently. So, understand that action creates results. Knowledge without action is wasted. Ideas without implementation remain imaginary, and plans without execution are meaningless. Becoming a person of action transforms potential into achievement. Every step, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goals and your best self. By committing to action, building habits, overcoming fear, creating urgency, breaking tasks into steps, eliminating excuses, maintaining discipline, and persisting through challenges, you become unstoppable. Action becomes a natural part of your life, momentum grows, and progress accelerates. Being a person of action is the key to turning intentions into reality, dreams into achievements, and goals into success. Taking action consistently is not about being perfect. It's about starting, continuing, and learning along the way. Each choice to move forward strengthens confidence, builds momentum, and creates the life you desire. By becoming a person of action, you unlock your potential, overcome hesitation, and step fully into your best self.